If you're somehow not aware, a Universal Studios theme park is coming to the UK in 2031, filled with what looks like Jurassic World themed rides, even Paddington in there too, and the amazing Back to the Future with what looks to be the UK's tallest roller coaster. And obviously this was a huge moment for the UK theme park industry, which led to various discussions through the news, the media, between two people sat on camping chairs outside the field, and has even resulted in me building this entire theme park from this one concept art in Planet Coaster 2. And today we are going to continue with that project. Having built the entire main entrance plaza and of course that one half of the main street, today we finish off that street and also start and pretty much finish what looks to be on the map the entire hotel. And it has this really nice Hollywood look to it, so yeah, be sure to watch till the end so you can see all of that. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do videos much like this in Planet Coaster and loads of speculation and other things, and there's loads of exciting content to come, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, because there is so much more content to come, not just about Universal Studios Great Britain, although there will be a lot of that over the next 6 years until it opens, but there's going to be so much more, including this series. Yes, welcome back to episode 3 of recreating or pre-creating Universal Studios Great Britain in Planet Coaster 2. Yes, 6 years before it opens, we're still here. Obviously, last week, if you saw the previous episode, we built that one side of the main street that we can see pretty clearly on the concept art. And I did say in that video, I'm not too sure if this is going to be a weekly series. I'm still not sure right now, and I'm not going to hold myself to that just in case. But we are here a week later, building the other side of that main street. And this is probably one of the, projects that so far the entrance area has taken the longest out of any other projects I've done, because obviously Isle of Discovery, the entrance area was done in like one episode. This is taking a little bit longer, but it's a recreation, so it makes sense. And this is a major part of it, the massive grand hotel at the front. A lot like Helios at Epic Universe, how that's right at the back of the park. This is right at the front. The one in Beijing, Universal Studios, that's over the entrance. This is now on the left-hand side, overlooking the lake, overlooking that main street. It's incredible, but we need to build it because it's part of the entire park, and it's a very important part that I don't think will change a lot from that concept art. So getting it out of the way nice and early, and as you can see, we're already starting that building. The exciting part about this right now, though, that you guys will probably like the most, is the fact that once this hotel is done, once we finish this main street in this episode, it's then time to start the rides and attractions of the park. So now we can actually focus on the Paddington area, or the Back to the Future coaster, or I don't even know what else, Shrek, Swamp. There is so much more to work on that's not just this entrance area. So if you're thinking, oh, this series is taking a little while and all you've built is the hotel and like the entrance plaza, don't worry, the rides are coming soon, and I'm really excited to get started on them, because now we can actually start giving names to things, and you guys can start suggesting different names, because as much as this is a recreation, we don't know what the names are of anything that's in the park right now, other than maybe the Jurassic World dark ride, and maybe some things that are like clones, such as that show in the background is probably Waterworld. Stuff like that we don't need names for, but then you've got even this hotel. We're going to need a name for this hotel. Come up with some Hollywood-style names, Universal Studios, hotel-based names for this. I'd love to see your ideas. It's very much just like I said, an old-style Hollywood hotel. It looks really, really nice from the concept art, and hopefully I've done a good job of recreating it. Although, like I've said before, it will probably change a lot from the concept art. Not necessarily the hotel, but the whole park. Which is going to be really fun in like 4 or 5 years' time, when I probably have to go back and remake the whole thing again. That's kind of why I started this series so early in the process of this park being made, because we have that one concept art so far. That is it. This is all I'm basing it off of, which is still crazy even to this day. But at the same time, there is also going to be, over the years, more concept that comes out, and then we're going to see it evolve, and I can change things, and we can go back, and this series could run for that full 6 years if it really wanted to, which is mental. But I'm going to be taking you along for the ride whilst I build all of this. So yeah, I've only missed out one vital part, so far on these time lapses, and that is that building you can see that I'm sort of editing there, the diagonal one. I only didn't film that because I just built it over the course of a long period of time, and I was testing out what that sort of front facade would look like, and it worked pretty well, so I'm building the rest of it here. It's so exciting. Universal Studios Great Britain. I know, again, the hype's died down a little bit. Everyone's sort of over the fact that, oh, we're getting this park now. We all know that it's coming. We're all very excited for it, but it's in the back of everyone's minds. Every time I look at that concept art and I see that Back to the Future area and coaster, I get more excited every time, and I cannot wait to build that in this game. I have had a few questions saying about how are you going to do that, because, well, it's got swing launches. If you look at the concept, it's got this massive spike, and there's going to be switch tracks and everything, and you can't do that with high-speed multi-launch coasters yet. Kind of preying on the fact that they will add one at some point. That's my first point of call. But second of all, there are various mods and even glitches and stuff that you can work around and do swing launches in this game. So yeah, worst comes to worst, I will be doing that. But yeah, getting onto the rides and attractions after this episode is going to be such fun to do, because obviously some of them will just be replicas like we've seen in Beijing, like the Jurassic World Adventure Dark Ride or the Minions Land. They will be full recreations. I can go as in-depth as I possibly can because it already exists in real life. We're just getting a clone of it. Some of the areas, like the Back to the Future one, we can replicate it from the movie, but then the inside of that coaster dark ride section, I guess it is, that's going to be a complete unknown. And then like the Paddington area, that's just completely unknown, like the whole thing. So it's all going to be a lot of fun. And that's the question coming into the next episode. What do we do now? Because, well, that sounded really serious. Because next episode, much like the last one, I did ask you guys what you want to see me go on to next. Pretty self-explanatory last time, because there was that whole left side of the main street that wasn't done, and as you can see, I'm building the car park for the hotel, and the hotel makes a lot of sense to work in a sort of chronological order, down the main street, finishing all of that, and then working down towards that point, where I am going to ask the question again, what do we do now? Because from this point onwards, you can either head right after you've gone down the main street and go towards the sort of Jaws area, maybe that is, I don't really know, it's like a Fisher Village type thing, I don't know. Then you've got the Illumination Land, or it's not Pixar, is it? Just the Minions Land with Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, potentially the best ride it will be in the UK. Then you can go around from that point and go to the Shrek bit if that still remains like that, and that massive Waterworld show venue into the Jurassic World adventure area. It's not an adventure area, it's just Jurassic World. You get my point. Or you get down the main street and you go left to Paddington, and then Back to the Future, Camp Jurassic, and then the big Jurassic World portion at the bottom. So we have full creative control on which way we could go. We could go left, start building Paddington, and then go on to Back to the Future quite early on, risk them not adding swing launches this early, and then knowing me, they'll release them the day after I finish the entire area. But then we could work our way around after that to the Camp Jurassic bit, go to Jurassic World, and then finish off going around to Shrek, Minions Land, and the Jaws bit, and sort of do a full circle. And no, that's clockwise around, if that makes sense. Or we could finish the park off anti-clockwise, and we could start with the Jaws area, the Minions Land, work our way around the other way, and come back to Paddington and Back to the Future. There is different options there. I think those are the only two that work. I don't think starting with the Jurassic World portion and then linking it all together in the middle is a good idea, because my god, when I recreate things like massive parks or areas in whatever game I make it in, even when I built them in Minecraft back in the day, if I built an area really far away in the distance first and tried to link two areas up, there would be a massive problem somewhere, because I've messed up something at least. So at least doing it in a clockwise or anti-clockwise formation would allow me to have that sort of leniency towards making an area too big or too little. It wouldn't sort of restrict me down, if that makes sense. Probably didn't make any sense. I have to fill 26 minutes of waffle. I am the Waffle Meister. That's actually a company. I mean, I literally had a conversation with myself. Yes, with myself in AI, because there was an AI version of me that someone made for some odd reason, and it called me the Appatron 3000. if that doesn't show you that I waffle a lot, then I don't know what does. But there you go. As you can see, the car park is going in for the hotel now. Just a very simple car park. Obviously, it's concept art. The car parks aren't going to be exactly right to their exact layout. So I did sort of make my own here because there were various places in the concept where the cars were just lined up behind each other. So if there was one person parked in front of another car, the car behind wouldn't be able to get out. And that's obviously not realistic. So I had to change things like that. But it's just concept art. Like, we're just working off of a singular image that's been not painted, but looked to be painted. And then we're building it off of that. So there's going to be loads of little things in there that don't make sense, and I'm going to have to change them around. And loads of things that we can't see. This side of the hotel we can see, but the other side facing the main street, I mentioned this last time and spoke about it a lot last episode, which is quite funny because the last episode of this I was talking about how we were having that problem of I can't see what I'm building, I'm going to have to start making it by myself. And then in the last episode of Isle of Discovery, I was complaining about problems. There's a lot of problems I'm having with these creations and projects at the moment. I don't know what's happening. But I've seemed to have solved the Isle of Discovery one. And I think I have solved this problem too. Us not being able to see the other side of these buildings in the concept art. In a few minutes, and throughout the rest of this time lapse, you're going to see me build those buildings. And how did I go about this? Because technically it's not recreating, it's sort of putting my own twist on it. Well, pretty much I would see the sides of the buildings that have been made and, well, have been seen in the concept art. So we actually have a decent look at what they look like. Obviously, again, it's not going to be the exact same in real life. I need to like put like a preface thing right at the bottom of the screen throughout the entire video saying this concept art is not final, I know. Because I keep mentioning it. But this side you can see pretty clearly. There's actually a couple buildings that I have built already that you can't see the whole thing of. Like this little corner here, you can't see where this is. So who knows if this is the same as the other side. It might actually just be normal Hollywood building. I just decided to copy it from the other side. But I've just worked on what I can see and translated it in a different way to what I can't see. So you'll see there's like a tower in the background on the concept art, and I've sort of just duplicated across the one that I can see and then made it similar. Well, not yet, but I'm doing it now. There's a lot of trying to line it up correctly because it didn't look symmetrical, but then looked symmetrical. It was very weird, and that stuff really annoys me if it's not correct. So, just making sure that it's all good to go. I don't know what else to say about a hotel. Like, I'm not making the inside just yet. Again, much like Isle of Discovery, I made a hotel in that. Didn't make the inside, and a lot of you guys thought, oh, you should make the inside, it'd be quite cool. Well, first of all, I'm sort of waiting again on hotels to be made in this game, because I feel like they might be added. And if they do, then I can fill this with rooms, and we can make a proper hotel. But at the same time, whilst they're not, there's no point in putting loads more pieces and loads more strain on my already suffering computer in this park, because I know eventually, unlike I did with Isle of Discovery, it's going to get big and it's going to start lagging a lot, probably. So I wanted to sort of preempt that early on, which I didn't do in the other park. So I've now decided to sort of minimize the amount of pieces I use. So you can see the windows as well on this hotel are just a single piece. In other parks, I would have used multiple pieces, maybe even hundreds of pieces to get a good window shape. Not in this one. I don't want to make the same mistake as I did last time. It's not fun when you get to a point where it starts lagging to an unbearable amount. So I thought I'd save myself the hassle of that. This side of the hotel is very similar to the other side, hence why I just duplicate it across and do a few bits of work on that, just to line it up and make it look more like the concept art, obviously. I just can't wait to stay here eventually. I feel like the view you're going to get, if you're looking inwards of the car park, not too bad of a view. I mean, the car park does look lovely. It's very like grown with all these trees and it looks very Hollywood again. But if you are looking out towards the theme park, that view is going to be insane. Obviously, Epic Universe, that hotel, the, what is it called? How have I forgot? Grand Helios Grand Hotel, that's the one. Or Grand Helios, however you say it. That hotel looks incredible. And it mainly looks incredible because the room views are amazing. You look out the window and you can see so many different rides. You can see the whole of Celestial Park, Stardust Races in the background. You can even see into Dark Universe in Nintendo World. But you can't see the whole park. Whereas I feel like if you're staying in one of these rooms on this diagonal bit, you would probably be able to see the entire park from your room. I mean, think about it. You could probably be on that viewing platform just on the main street, you know. You're not even in the hotel at this point. On the main street, walking down to the viewing platform at the bottom, over the lake, you can see everything. You can see Back to the Future, you can see all the little areas like Minions Land, and obviously the massive Jurassic World section at the back. But if you're higher up, on a diagonal behind that viewing platform, you're probably going to be able to see all of it, if not more. And you might even be able to see over into the whole of Bedford. Who doesn't want a view of Bedford when they wake up, eh? It'll be one of the best views in any theme park in the UK, if not the best view. I know probably Alton Towers, when you walk down Tower Street, that is a great view, one of the best in the world probably. I really love that. It doesn't feel like a theme park, but it's just amazing. Thorpe Park, when you walk out the dome, that's a really nice view as well. There's some good viewpoints in the UK theme parks. I think this one from the hotel room, or even that viewpoint on the main street, is going to be up there as easily one of the best. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But as you can see, that entire full hotel U-shape is now done. And this was my point last time with the hotel. In the concept art, of course, you can see the hotel is in that U-shape, and a lot of the backside of that U-shape does actually go along the main street, which obviously begs the question of, does that mean the entire left side when you're walking down the street have any purpose? Because is it just going to be hotel rooms? Is it just going to be, I don't know, maybe like a restaurant that's in the hotel but has windows out looking onto the park? It's very difficult to say, obviously, because they probably don't even know themselves what it's going to be. We are literally so early into the design process of this. I highly doubt they've even considered what's going on that side of the main street yet, because you can't even see it in the concept art. But you never know. We might see some smaller shops, like maybe, I don't know, like an ice cream parlor or a coffee shop, Starbucks or something, I don't know. Just smaller things that aren't as major. No shops or no like massive restaurants that are on that main street. There might be some hotel ones that look out on it, like I said, but I doubt it'll be anything major. Until you get on the other side, which we made last time, that has the theatre and that main shop that I think is going to be there. There's so much potential for things on that side. Other than the fact there is that show building that does back onto the potential Jaws area as well. So there's a lot of questions with this, as you can tell from every video I make about this project. There are so many questions, because 1 minute, oh, is this going to be replaced by something else in the concept art? Is this just a placeholder? You can see like rubbing out of where like the Jurassic Park gates are supposed to be and stuff like that. It's all very much a question at the minute. This whole entire project is, but I'm so excited to watch such an exciting project unfold over the next 6 years, and I'm going to be covering it as best I can on this YouTube channel, because it's a passion project of mine. Not only this actual project, building it in Planet Coaster, obviously that's more of a passion project because I'm literally having to build it, but also just covering the construction, doing the field as well, where we sit in front and talk about it, whilst hopefully in the future we see it in the background going up and getting this entire construction overview, I guess, from that land. It's going to be amazing to watch go up. There will be, I've had a few questions about this, because obviously the field isn't a construction series, it's more of a construction podcast where we talk about stuff that's going on with news to do with the park, and when it does start getting built we'll talk about what's happening. But at the same time, we're not actively going there to talk about just the construction every time we go there. Especially right now, because nothing's happening. So, with the field not being the series where we like take a look at every building or every single track piece that's going up and stuff like that, I've had a lot of questions from you guys asking if there will be a construction series as well. Of course there will be. I mean, I live not too far from the site, which I'm very grateful to have this potentially in 6 years as my local park, which would be crazy. And I absolutely love covering new rides and new attractions. So to see an entire theme park being built, and it's a universal theme park, I think I'd be stupid not to. I mean, this is one of the biggest events in European theme park history, or like, I guess, well, it's definitely the biggest in the UK theme park industry, but in Europe as well. It's huge. Like, I understand some people online have been saying, why are people going to the site of Universal? Nothing is happening there. First of all, if you haven't been to the field, genuinely go and look, because it's a lot bigger than you think it is. Obviously, I'm not saying to travel down like millions of miles just to see a field, because I don't know why anyone would do that. But what I am saying is, if you are not too far away, or you're traveling down past it, go and have a look if it's not too far out your way, because it is so strange seeing this gigantic field and thinking to yourself, first of all, why am I standing in this field? This is really strange. But second of all, thinking about the fact that in 6 years' time, that is going to be an entire theme park and resort complex with a hotel, with an entertainment place, theatres, roller coasters, rides. It's mental to me. Every time we go there, I just genuinely can't believe it. Like, it's so surreal, and it sounds really weird, but that field, genuinely, when you go and see it in person, looks way bigger than anyone could ever imagine. Like, it's going to be a huge theme park, as we've already seen from this. I mean, look how big the main street is in the hotel. It's going to be mental. So shout out to everyone that's been to the field and seen the place it's going to be in for themselves. And if you haven't, I recommend. Although don't travel far, because it's just a field. Either way, I am now building this side of the entire hotel. Again, another bit we cannot see on the concept art, and this bit is very much just in the shadows, in the dark. You can't see what it is at all, even if you tried. So I'm just adding some random little like canopies, and just gonna add like a door or two there. And at first it had no real purpose, but then I thought, well, there's going to have to be a hotel entrance to the theme park at some point, isn't there? Because they're not going to expect people who are staying at this hotel, that's probably going to be very expensive as well, they're not going to expect them to go all the way around in their car, or all the way around walking around on that roundabout that you'll see later, and then make their way to the main parking lot for the park, go through City Walk, and then you're in the park. They're not going to expect people to do that, are they? So why not make a hotel entrance, I thought, over here. Thought I might as well stick that in. It's quite secluded in the corner. It's not really too much of a major area. You're still going to be able to see loads of different things elsewhere. And if you had a hotel entrance in a major point of the park, then it might be a bit too busy. So I thought this side would be perfect for that. Once again, that is not one of those things that's on the concept art, or Universal have said, oh yeah guys, there's going to be a hotel entrance right there. No. That's just speculation, and purely me just making my own creation inside this recreation. Either way, there is now another little tower going in. What I've really liked about this main street is the right hand side is completely different to any of the buildings that are on that side. You know, you have one building that's very Hollywood-esque, then you've got this really futuristic looking one, you've got the theatre building. There's just so many different aspects to that side that are just so different from each other, and I really love that. When you get to this side with the hotel, it's more about that symmetry with that main building in the middle, from what I can tell from above when you can't really see the concept art. Again, that's just speculation, so I don't know what I'm yapping about. So what I've had to do is duplicate a lot of things across, but make some updates to them to actually make them stand out and not just look the same as the other one, you know what I mean? Like, there's that clock tower off to the left you can see, and I've duplicated it across to make it something a little bit different. I think this is more of like an archway that goes into a restaurant, I believe I made. How am I forgetting these things? I literally made it like not too long ago. But yeah, I'm so excited to continue on with this project. I think now we're getting into the actual rides and attractions of the park. Might take a little bit longer for me to release episodes, because I don't want to spend too long on each ride. I'm not going to make like an entire episode about the balloon ride that looks to be in the Paddington area, and that's it. We're probably going to build most of the Paddington area in one episode, but there's going to be so much to do, and I'm so excited for it. As you can see, closing in that hotel room there. I don't know what that is again. I've put some doors on. Could be a shop in there. Could be a nice little cafe or a Starbucks or something. I don't know. That would be very Universal if it was. But I just decided to put some decals on the wall and make it look like quite a grand room. But yes, as I said, a hotel name is needed. Something Hollywood based, something that sounds really nice that Universal would have as one of their, hotels. I mean, you've got some hotels in Florida, such as, I think, Royal Pacific is one of them. You've got, I guess Helios Grand Hotel, Terra Luna. Like, you see the sort of vibe. It's very, very grand sounding. So if you can think of any names for this hotel that are Hollywood based and sound pretty grand, then leave them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to use them when we get to that, because after this, we're probably going to need some ride suggestions going forward, so that'll be really cool to get the hotel out of the way and then go on to those rides. But as you can see, putting some more windows in, the windows do not align. Like, some floors seem to be higher than others, and it makes no sense at points, but I don't really care. It's not a proper hotel. It's not actually working. If they decide to add that in the game, then I will make it working, and it will look a lot better. Shrubbery, again, big pointer in this main street. There's a lot of trees and stuff around. I really like that about that. And it's coming together really nicely. So much so, we're going into real time. So once again, you join me here in the Universal Studios Great Britain Plaza area. And as you can see, we've still got a blank building off to the left and an unfinished one over there, but we don't really know what's inside of them, and we don't really know what this one looks like from the outside, so I'm still working on that. But either way, as you can see, the massive archway right above, still really happy with how that logo looks and just the whole thing in general, because we then head down into the now finished main street. As you can see, there's not really anything at the bottom yet because there's going to be a huge Jurassic World area, but you can't see it right now. But to our right, we have the theatre and that main gift shop that I spoke about. That's probably going to be what that is, and like a couple more buildings. And to our left, we have the main sort of hotel buildings we've been building in this episode. And as you can see, it looks very grand at the front, that huge centerpiece there. And then you've got two towers, which I do need to do the inside of. I've only just realized that. And then as you walk further down, you've got this side here, which has like an outdoor restaurant and seating area, which you would, I guess, queue up for under this, I don't know, with like the canopy covers, and you've got seating under there, of course. There'll probably be some more seating out here for just general park goers. Oh, they're on a bit of a run, Jesus. And you've got this side of the hotel, which again, we can't see on the concept art, so this is purely just my interpretation of it. But that overlooks this area here, which I made in the last episode. I've added a little bit more shrubbery on that side for when we do eventually go over there and do start the Jaws-esque area. And you can walk down here to go and sort of see the lake, and over there will be all the different coasters and rides. Well, I guess any direction there'll be coasters and rides, and I genuinely cannot wait for that in the next episode. But yeah, all the hotel side is now done. You've got both sides complete, other than obviously the insides of certain buildings, to even the points in secluded areas like round here, because this side seems to, on the concept art, go round this way, so you don't actually have to walk under the archway if you don't want to. And here is where I've put that hotel entrance. As you can see, this is from the workshop, so shout out to whoever made this. Got the security scanners to go back in and out of the hotel through there, but it's in a nice little corner where you don't really see it. So it's quite nice, really. But yes, comparing it to the concept art with how it looks on there and then fading it over to here, it's not exactly lined up correctly, but it's not going to be because, again, it's off of one concept art. But I am extremely happy with how the whole thing has come out so far, because you've even got the hotel foyer over here with the fountain in the front, the doors down there. This is probably some restaurant for the hotel. Got some archways down there that you can see as well. I don't know where they'll lead, but they'll probably lead into the hotel, funnily enough. And the car park with surrounding roads, such as this roundabout here, which has a nice little Universal globe in it, because I don't know what to call the hotel yet. So that is just a placeholder. But we're slowly filling up this entire land for this park, and I'm so excited to now get started on the left or right hand side of whatever rides and attractions are on each side. So be sure to comment down below what you want to see me build first, and I will get started on that as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, with the hotel now complete, let's actually start building some rides now. Thank you for watching this episode of this series. Subscribe if you want to see more like this, and make sure you watch the next episode because it's going to be very, very exciting. See you later.